To face failure is a tough nut to crack, especially when the string of failures doesn't stop and you feel that you need light at the end of the tunnel. Join me as we navigate this journey together, discovering the little lights that shine in the midst of darkness. The world of competition, in my eyes, is an unforgiving arena. It touches the core of my heart when the winner takes it all. Recently, I was defeated in auditions for several inter-school competitions. All these defeats came my way back to back. My hope to win or to be selected went higher in each audition I lost, and each time I bounced back stronger than before. I thought that I had given my 100% for preparations. But it was not up to the mark, and so I was selected for none of them. To participate in various competitions and exhibit my creative ideas is a thing which I love the most, and it is an extension of myself. Rejections faced here are felt like heartbreaks. The challenges weren't unbeatable, but mentally I felt too small to handle them. When I think about it, it is all about building mental resilience. I started being seized by negative thoughts. In this darkness, I couldn't see things clearly, and so I felt that my life was unfair. I thought that everyone around me was taking advantage of my situation. This frustrated me, and I came out with anger and crying. I started being rude to people around me. I also got distracted from my studies. I jokingly assured my mom that if there were an award for loser of year, I would have the trophy proudly displayed on my shelf by now. Eventually, I decided to stop giving auditions for competitions, but it felt like my hopes were shattered and my dreams were broken. In an attempt to remove the negativity from my brain, I tried to cultivate competency by engaging in activities like dancing, focusing more on my studies, hearing motivational songs, and watching inspirational movies. I felt better, but the roots of negativity weren't completely uprooted from my brain. Then a glimmer of hope illuminated the path. The Gita chanting competition was announced. Despite my initial reluctance, my mother encouraged me to participate. Her profound belief in the teachings of the Gita, considering it more than just a spiritual text, but a guide for humanity, motivated me to take part. I started preparing for the competition. The verses within it worked like balm on my mind and heart. The shlokas became the catalyst for reigniting my willpower, prompting me to rise and show up once again. Through these profound verses, I learned many valuable life lessons, and those I put into practice turned out to be incredibly beneficial. The first lesson which I learned and practiced was stop reacting when you're angry. Experiencing anger is a natural emotion, but channeling that anger into harmful actions is undesirable. Anger has a tendency to cloud judgment, leading to a disconcerting effect on memory. Transforming my response to criticism and failure was challenging for me. Previously, when confronted with these things, my immediate reaction would cast a shadow over my entire day, subsequently impacting my relationships and plunging me into a sense of isolation. However, through conscious efforts, I have adopted a more composed approach. When faced with failure or criticism now, I manage my initial anger with a gracious smile, reminding myself of the quote, expecting the world to treat me fairly because I'm a good person is a little like expecting the bull not to attack me because I'm a vegetarian. This was my first step towards competence by shifting my perspective, which allowed me to cultivate many relationships. I spent a lot of time to train myself to not surrender to the weakness of my mind. Gita helped me in shaping my thoughts in a new way. And so I realized that pain, rejections, failures are for making my mind stronger than before. This resulted in experiencing peace, which allowed me to start once again focusing on my goals, on my studies, and on my happiness. I learned to accept the situations the way they are, and so got the willpower to involve myself in a healthy competition. The third lesson which I learned and practiced was make positivity the power. I have no better way to explain this line but by saying, people call it adversity, I call it opportunity. They call it weakness, I call it strength. They see my disability and I see it as ability. That changes each second of life we live. When I practiced this, I saw a shining effect on myself. For instance, dancing fuels my passion. Despite being positioned in the third row during a dance performance, I reassured myself that a skilled dancer can captivate from any vantage point. Embracing this positive mindset, someone in the audience later commented on my performance, noting that my moves made me stand out even from a considerable distance. I can confidently affirm that during my darkest moments, the lessons which I embraced from Srimad Bhagavad Gita and practiced them diligently served as my guiding lights. I now understood that no doubt for me those defeats were so strong, which deformed my confidence, but those defeats also transformed my soul. Life resembles a heart rate monitor, repeatedly bringing us back to where we started. However, the enduring attitude that propels us forward is embodied in the mantra, with a strong will, I will. The path ahead is not in the sky, but resides within our hearts. Today, I stand before you all as a transformed individual. From being the person who pursued glory through competition, I have evolved into a competent and a passionate person, aspiring to reach new heights with a beaming smile. Thank you.